We have the question, which of the following fractions is largest? Before we get into that though, let's do a quick review of improper fractions and proper fractions. A proper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So an example would be 3/4. The numerator 3 is smaller than the denominator here, 4. And if we were to look at this in picture form, you can imagine this as a pie or a pizza. The 4, which is the denominator, tells you the type of piece that you have. So you have fourths here because we split this into 4 pieces. And the 3 tells you how many pieces you actually have. So we would color in 3 pieces. And so we have 3/4. Notice we do not have the entire pie. We have less than the entire pie. So now, another example, 7/8. This is a proper fraction because, again, our numerator is smaller than the denominator. The numerator is 7, which is smaller than 8, the denominator. And the denominator tells us what type of piece we have, so I'll split this into 8 pieces. And the 7 tells me how many I should color in. And so we have 7/8. And again, notice we don't have the entire pie. We have close to it, close to 1, but not the entire whole. So now, let's go ahead and see what happens when we have an improper fraction, when the numerator is larger than the denominator. In this case, we have 4/3. And so the 3, which is the denominator, tells us what type of piece we have, so we have thirds. Now notice if I color these in, well, I've only colored in 3, and I already have the entire pie. So I would actually have to start another pie to color this in, and notice that I have more than one. I have more than the whole. And this is what an improper fraction does. Because the numerator is bigger than the denominator, you're always going to have more than one in this case. Another example would be if we had 9/8. So we put this pie into 8 pieces, but I can only color 8 in the first pie. So I have to go to the next pie to give me 9, which gives us more than 1 again. So when you have an improper fraction, it'll either be equal to 1, which is when you have the same on top as you do on bottom, same numerator as denominator, or greater than 1, which is what we have in both of these cases. So now we can go to this problem, which of the following fractions is largest? And we can just look right away now. We know what a proper fraction is when the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and that's what we have here. This is a proper fraction. This is proper. This is proper. This is also proper. Now, in the case of C, D, and E, these are all pretty close to 1. However, we know that even though they're really close to 1, they're still less than 1 because they are proper fractions. It doesn't matter how close to 1 they are, we know that they never actually get to 1. They never reach 1. But in the case here, we have an improper fraction. And because the numerator is bigger than the denominator, we know that we're going to have one whole piece, and in this case just a little bit of another, but it makes it greater than 1. It is also close to 1, but we know that this is greater than 1, and that's all that matters. When we're being asked which of the following fractions is largest, we don't need to know how close to 1 they are. That doesn't matter. We just need to know which one is the biggest. And if all the other fractions are proper and close to 1, yet less than 1, and we have an improper fraction that's greater than 1, we know that that's going to be the largest fraction, making B our answer.